Hi guys, welcome to Bible Breakdown. We're doing 2 Samuel chapter 2. So David's talking to the Lord and he's asking him if he should go to a town in Judah. And the Lord tells him to go. So David's like, where should I go? And the Lord tells him Hebron. So he takes his 2 wives with him and he also takes the men that was with him plus their families. So it's just a big group of them traveling to this place. Then verse 4 says, Then the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over the house of Judah. They told David it was the men of Jabesh Gilead who buried Saul. So David, he sends a messenger out to Jabesh Gilead and he tells the people, like, thank you so much for paying respect to Saul and burying him. Verse 7 says, Therefore be strong and valiant, for though Saul your Lord is dead, the house of Judah has anointed me king over them. I forgot to mention, before he tells him that he's the king of Judah, he also says that he hopes the Lord shows kindness to them and that he will also show kindness to them for what they did. So now Abner. I don't know if you guys remember Abner, but he was cool with Saul. He was the commander of his army. And apparently Saul has another son. His son's name was Ishbosheth. I could be saying this wrong, but that's what we're going to go with. So he moved to Mahanaim and he was made king over Israel. He was king for 2 years, and it says that David was king for 7 years and 6 months. So now we're introduced to this man named Joab. He's a part of David's side, I guess you could say. Him and David's soldiers are on one side of a pool, and Abner and Ishbosheth and his soldiers are on another side of the pool. And the location that they're at is Gibeon. I'm going to assume that a pool is just another word for like a body of water. But they're on opposite sides of each other. And verse 14, it says, Then Abner said to Joab, Let's have the young men get up and compete in front of us. So he insists that the people that they have, like the soldiers, start fighting against each other. And Joab agrees. He's like, sure, let's do it. So the battle was 12 versus 12. And verse 16 says, Then each man grabbed his opponent by the head and thrusted his sword into his opponent's side so that they all died together. So this place, which is in Gibeon, is now called Field of Blades. So the battle keeps on going and it's like getting very serious. And it says that David's men beat Abner's men. So Joab, he has 2 other brothers and they were also at the battle. Their name was Abishai and Asahel. Now they mentioned that Asahel is a very fast runner and they compared him to a wild gazelle. Verse 19 says, He chased Abner and did not turn to the right or the left in his pursuit of him. So Abner, he turns around and he's like, Is that you? Like, why are you chasing me? And he's like, Yeah, that's me. So Abner gives Asahel a command and he's like, Go after one of the young men and take whatever you can. But Asahel, he just keeps running after Abner. And Abner's like, What is going on? Like, why do you keep chasing me? And he says, Why should I strike you to the ground? How could I ever look your brother Joab in the face? Even after that, Asahel is still chasing after Abner. So it says, Abner hit him in the stomach with the butt of his spear. The spear went through his body and he fell and died right there. So he kills Asahel even though he did not want to. So he keeps running, and when his men caught up to that spot where they saw Asahel's body, they stopped. But Asahel's brothers kept going after Abner. At this point, they are all the way in the wilderness in Gibeon. Then verse 25 says, The Benjaminites rallied to Abner. They formed a unit and took their stand on top of a hill. So Abner, he's trying to reason with Joab, and he says at the end, How long before you tell the troops to stop pursuing their brothers? Then it seemed like that was like the magic word to make this whole thing stop, because Joab says, If you have not spoken up, the troops wouldn't have stopped pursuing their brothers until morning. So after that, Joab, he blows his horn that indicates like to stop fighting, and all the men stopped. So the people that were going after Abner, they went back to where all the troops were and they all gathered together. It says that including Asahel, 19 of David's soldiers were missing, but they had killed 360 of the Benjaminites and Abner's men. Afterwards, they took Asahel and buried him in his father's tomb. And the last sentence says, Then Joab and his men marched all night and reached Hebron at dawn. So there was a lot that happened here, but that's the end of chapter 2. That's all I have for y'all. I love y'all. God loves y'all more. Have a great night.